The following program is brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization. Welcome to Let's Talk Business Tampa Bay, a live interactive TV show where you can receive help for your business and also participate in on-air brainstorming sessions to help others in their business. And now, your hosts, Carl Lucci and Walt Morin.
A good Wednesday evening to all of our watchers out there tonight. It's another episode of Let's Talk Business Tampa Bay, and my cohort here, Carl, is with me, and our next episode, and we have a special guest that we'll be coming up with. And Carl, did you have something you wanted to say to the crowd?
Just nothing but hello and enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show. Carl will be back with his own segment after the first break. But at this point, I want to introduce you to my guest, who is Dr. Beverly Burris Thorman, DC. Chiropractic physician, right?
Doctor
Chiropractic physician. And there she is. And she's our guest tonight. And so I guess I want to start with my first question. We'll call her Dr. B. Dr. B, tell us about your business. What is it that you do? I know you're a chiropractor, but just give us some basics.
Well, basically what I say is Dr. B aligns the mind and the spine. Everyone understands that a chiropractor works on the spine, and that's important. But as a diplomat in addictions, that means I work with the mind also, because so many things go on with the mind, the nervous system. The mind's always telling people what to do, or not telling people what to do, telling different parts of the body what to do and how to function. The disease process starts with one cell that's not functioning. And like I said, the nervous system influences every cell in the body.
Okay. So I know a lot of chiropractors, and I heard someone say there's 2 or 3 chiropractors every block. That being said, what makes you different from other chiropractors? How do you differentiate your practice versus other chiropractors out there?
Well, the thrust of my practice is dealing with people with addictions and compulsive disorders. I have 300 extra hours of education beyond my chiropractic degree in the area of addictions and compulsive disorders, which is a program that the state of Florida recognizes as a specialty in chiropractic. That makes me a little different than most of the chiropractors in the area, because most chiropractors do not deal with that aspect.
Mm-hmm. Now, I looked at your business card before the show here, and as I looked at that on the back of it, it listed a couple of different things that you deal with. For instance, I remember one was compulsive disorders. What kind of compulsive disorders are we talking about?
Almost all of the compulsive disorders, and a lot of us have them. As long as it really doesn't interfere with your life and running your life, most people can deal with it. I know I have some pictures hung in my office that they're a little off, just because I know a couple of my patients, it drives them nuts. But, and some people have to go and fix it. Or you've got the people who have to wash their hands continuously. Washing your hand continuously will affect your life and your quality of life, and that may be one thing you may want to deal with. But the compulsive disorders, anything that really you have to do. And if you don't do it, it's going to be a problem. Like, for instance, I don't know if anybody watches the Big Bang Theory, but Sheldon has to knock 3 times every time he goes to a door. That's a compulsive disorder.
Interesting. I also noticed on your card that it talks about eating disorders and smoking cessation, I assume. So tell me about some of the eating disorder type things you deal with.
eating disorders are difficult sometimes to deal with because because you have to eat to stay alive. You've got the people who are anorexic that don't eat or will purge or whatever to get themselves to a image that they think is what they want to be. In dealing with people with that, I'd send them to counseling and to support groups, and then I will do the chiropractic support with different supplements and special training and special therapies to help them to balance. Overeaters. How many of us sit because something's happened and we sit there and eat the pound cake? Or we eat the gallon of ice cream? Or we hide the potato chips and eat them when nobody's looking? We learn to help people deal with those. Again, you do the counseling, the support groups, and then the chiropractic to support and help the nervous system calm down and deal, and let the people have a sense of well-being.
Tell me about one of the things you deal with, I know, is alcoholism or substance abuse. Mm-hmm. You also deal with that. And I guess is that a compulsive behavior, or is it, what is it? Is it an addiction? Is it a compulsive behavior? What is it?
Okay, it's not a compulsive, it's an addiction, but you have two different types of people. You've got the people who are addicted, and you've got your abusers. When they're using, you can't really tell the people apart. The abusers are the ones that said, well, I quit cold turkey, you can do that. The person who's addicted, they have a genetic component, and which causes them to be able to stop. So that's the difference between an abuser and addiction. Unfortunately, whatever drug of choice they use becomes their whole life, and it rules their whole life. And they have to serve that master.
And that's amazing when you talk about that it's genetic. I mean, so how do you, you can't change someone's genes, I don't believe. I don't know if there's gene therapy or whatever, but how do you change, if it's in their genetic nature to want to do that, how do you impact that to change it?
Okay. I impact it with supplements, amino acids and different things, vitamins and things like that. We also deal with the auricular therapy, which is on the ear. It deals with the nervous system and the components of the electrical impulses that the nervous system has, and resets some of the nuclei which are in the brain, which are little groups of cells that do specific actions for the body, or direct certain actions for the body.
I want to tell the audience that yesterday she was at my leads group that I facilitate on Tuesdays called The Club, and she was there, and she was the featured speaker, and she did this auricular therapy on me yesterday, and the tool, I think she's got it with her, the tool that she uses for that, it's an odd looking thing, little curved tool, and she did it, this is it right here, and she did it on me for like, I don't know, maybe a couple of minutes, 2-3 minutes, but in just that short time, within 30 seconds, I could feel kind of like my body tempo dropping, my heart rate. I just felt more relaxed. And I guess this sends some kind of electrical impulse to the brain. Tell us about that. I've never seen anything quite like that.
Well, since the nervous system works on two types of currency. You have your glucose, your sugar, and you have your electrical. The nervous system can get into what we call an endless loop, or like the snowball coming down the mountain and keeps getting bigger and bigger. This goes in, resets the nuclei, and you're just able to calm down because the system gets you get keyed up. Have you ever watched a little kid at Christmas and how keyed they can get?
Sure.
Okay, well, that happens inside. And the chemicals and everything in the body, and it just keeps this going. This goes in and says, oh, and stops it.
You know, it's amazing because just going back to yesterday, she did that for, like I say, 2, 3, 4 minutes, whatever it was. But I felt the effects of that right through all the rest of the day. Even my wife happened to mention, you seem more relaxed today. And I hadn't said anything about what had happened at the meeting. And I mentioned to her, I said, well, you know, I told her a little bit about what Dr. B had done during my the networking meeting yesterday. And she was amazed, says, wow, it really works, you know. And I says, yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, you know, you see gadgets like that all the time. You see them as seen on TV stuff, you know, and it's supposed to do all these wonderful things. But this technique, this mechanism, this tool really did work for me. And now, so tell me about, is that the tool you typically use with addictions or compulsions? Does it work
Yes.
on both?
Yes.
It does work on both.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have some other tool there. I guess it's called an actuator? Activator, okay. That I've seen before. My chiropractor has used that on me and from time to time. And tell us about that little gadget.
Well, I like to be precise when I do an adjustment. And most people are adjusting with this area. If I'm going to adjust with that, I'm going to usually move more than one bone or one segment. The activator comes in, sets up, and I can precisely move one segment. It also moves faster than most people can tense up and stop the adjustment. Because I know when I set up or somebody sets up on me, I can tell about the time they're going to thrust, and many patients will tighten up, which makes it it's harder to break through that. This is much more gentle. I can adjust how much thrust I need according to the patient. A 20-year-old, I'm going to use more. I'm going to need more power, maybe, it's not the word I'm looking for. They're going to need more to be able to move the bone than my 88-year-old mother. 20-year-old's not going to be osteoporotic. My 88-year-old mother probably has that just because of her age.
All right, so you can measure the
Amount of thrust.
You can be very precise.
Yes.
With the amount of thrust that you use that with. Is that right?
Yes,
and
sir.
That's important. Okay. I also know that you also work with pain management and so forth. And can you tell me about a situation in any of those modalities, I guess you call them, that you use in chiropractic? Can you tell me more about, give me an example of someone that you helped, that it really helped, tell us about the problem and how you were able to solve it.
I have a very dear friend. She's also a patient. And she was injured as a child and has been on many pain medications as a result of that injury. And she's on quite a bit of pain medication. I'm a little concerned about how much she's on, to be honest, just because of what it can do to the body. So I've taken the auricular therapy to her and done it on her, and she's been able to walk away and not take the medication for two or three times, or she can go 24 hours.
Okay, great. So we're getting close to break here. What I want to do is, Dr. B, if people want to find out more about how you can help people with addictions and compulsive behavior, eating disorders, smoking cessation, and pain management and so forth, how can they best get in touch with you?
Probably the best way to contact me is through the telephone. I'm kind of an old school person, but my number is 727-365-8645. Call me, and I'll be happy to talk with you and see what I can do to help you.
Great, and I know that's important. when you're calling something like that, I think it's better for Dr. B that you do call, because she can tell a lot over the phone and ask you more questions. But also, she has an office right in downtown St. Pete. Where is it in St. Pete? Where you?
It's 735 Arlington Avenue North. It's right behind the Unitarian Church on Arlington.
Oh, sure.
And Mirror Lake Drive.
Great. So that's easy to find. So if you know someone that has a compulsive disorder, perhaps, or substance abuse, alcoholism, eating disorder, smoking cessation, Dr. B, you know who to talk to. She's right here in St. Pete, and she can be someone that can help someone. It could be you, could be someone in your family, someone in your extended family, or a good friend of yours. She'd be a great referral for you. So thank you, Dr. B, for being on the show tonight.
Thank you so much, Walt.
And we enjoyed it, and I'm sure our viewers did. And now we're going to go to our first break, and after that, you're going to hear from Carl, and he's got a very exciting subject having to do with video.
Welcome to Tampa Bay Networkers, also known as TBN. I think you will agree that business networking success is all about numbers. The more new people we can meet or network with, the better our chances for business success. When you attend your current networking meetings, do you ever feel like you are collecting the same business cards and listening to the same 30-second commercials week after week without meeting many new people? Well, that can all change when you become a TBN partner. Tampa Bay Networkers has developed a unique formula for networking groups all over the Tampa Bay. The TBN formula is based on honesty and incentive, and it will provide you with an abundance of new networking opportunities like you have never experienced before. Not only does the TBN formula provide you with more networking opportunities, Tampa Bay Networkers will pay you to use the formula. If you would like to put your business in front of more people and get paid to do it, you need to check out Tampa Bay Networkers.
Hello everyone, I'm Carl Lucci with Success Builders, and I'm here this evening. We're going to talk a little bit about video in your business and the importance of video in your business. So the first part I'm going to cover is, why is video even being used for business? It seems like it's a no-brainer answer to that, but the bottom line is it will give you more business, better results than having a lot of words on your website, okay? Whether you're using it in a website, whether you're using it for social media, whether you're using it for television, it just gets your message out a lot quicker. And we live in an MTV world right now, and everybody wants information quick. And I advise all my clients to use a video on their website, actually multiple videos if they can. Did you know that there are over 1 billion users right now on YouTube monthly? 1 billion. And there's over 6 billion views every month. That's with a B, okay? And that is a ton of people, because it depends on, what month it is as to whether Google search, regular Google search, or whether YouTube wins on the searches. That's how popular video is being. So it's really a no-brainer that you need to use video on your website. It's just how you do it and if you're doing it properly. Actually, YouTube reaches more U.S. adults age 18 to 34 than any cable TV channel out there. So actually it is becoming more the rule instead of the exception. So you might as well be there, because you're going to need it for your business. And mobile users, now that we're really in a mobile mode, they're right now, it's 40 to 50% of the people who use their mobile devices are also looking at video. Okay, so the next part I'm going to talk about is, do you really need video for your business? Okay, do you really need it? Well, as I said, if you're not there, you're going to be square, because you're going to find most websites are going to have a quality video on their home page if they don't already do that. And you're also going to find more videos on the inside of their website. But the bottom line is, yes, you're going to have it, okay? People would just rather watch video than read a bunch of text on your home page. You have 3.5 seconds, typically, to retain somebody's attention. And what a video does is they can't tell what's in it unless they click on it, or at least that's the way it should be set up. And so that's kind of like what's in the box type of thing. So they'll watch your video, and hopefully it's going to make them, if it's done properly, it will help them get inside your website for more information. Okay, and if it's SEO'd properly, okay, search engine optimized, which all videos can be search engine optimized, it will actually bring you more business or more people to your website because of the video. You've probably done a Google search by now where you've seen a little postage size stamp size icon or whatever, or widget, which basically is nothing more than a video link. And where do people's eyes go to? They go to that video. And then when they click on the video, that goes to your website. So you don't even necessarily have to be number 1, 2, or 3 on the page if your video is showing up. So with proper production, videos are going to bring more people to your website and potentially more business to your business. So the next part I'm going to talk about is, what should your video contain? Okay, your homepage video is totally different than the videos you use inside your website. Your homepage video, if you've got a high definition business or you have a quality business, your video should be quality as well. There's nothing worse than having a terrible video on a very professional website or using it for a very professional business. It's a little different for some of the videos inside, and I'll cover that, okay? But you've always heard you've only got one opportunity to make a good first impression. Well, your video should do that. So it's very important that you design or develop or have done for you a very high-end video for your website if you've got a professional business. If you're selling candles out of your back bedroom and don't care too much, you might be able to get away with maybe a little less quality, but you should still have a quality one for your website, for your home page. And probably what's as important, if not more important, than the video itself and the production is your script. Okay? There's so many people that do videos that try to educate people on their home page. They want to tell all the bells and whistles and everything about them and all that. If they have to buy a 6-pack to watch it, they're not going to watch it. It typically should be 30 to 60 seconds. And the whole design of a home page video is to sell the sizzle, not the steak. In other words, what you want to do is create an interest so they watch or go inside your website even further to get more information. If you tell them everything in the video, there's no reason for them to stay there. So it's a good sales tool, and it's a good way, a good gateway to get them to want more information inside your video. So remember, when you're producing a video or having one produced, make sure if you can remember this, sell the sizzle, not the steak. Don't give away all the information. Don't try to educate. Okay? Now, that being said, if you're using a video just to promote on social media, or if you're going to just send an email blast, or if you're going to do testimonials, or using, like I said, with social media, that's different. You may even be able to get away with a cell phone camera to do that. In fact, I even advise my clients that if they can get video testimonials, definitely do. Video testimonials are more believable than written testimonials. After all, you could make up a bunch of written testimonials. But if you have a live testimonial from your client or another client, other clients, it's more believable. And why do you not have to have those well produced? Because you don't want it to look staged. You want it to look natural. You want it to look like you held a camera up and asked somebody, what did you think of the business or what did you think of the product, and have them give you that answer. But you still want to keep it to 30 to 60 seconds because people have short attention spans. Don't let them go on and on and on with their testimonials. I say at the most, a video probably should be a minute and a half. If you think about television commercials, most TV commercials are 15 seconds, 30 seconds, or 1 minute. And they get their message out, and the whole idea is to sell the sizzle. They want people to take action and call, okay? So you want it to be believable, so you don't have to do that, okay? So moving right along. If you want to produce your own video, should you produce your own video? Well, the answer to that is maybe, okay? If you have a high definition camera, you know how to write your own script real well to get the best bang for your buck, you know professional lighting, you know what kind of background you should have, and you have professional editing equipment, go for it. Do your own video. You probably will do quite well. If not, then I advise you to get someone to do that for you, okay? Now, should you be in your own video? Should you be the point person? I used to tell people most definitely because it kind of builds a relationship with your audience. But if you are not like myself, I hate being on video, to be honest with you. If you're not a television person or you're not a trained spokesperson, you're much better off using somebody that is well trained. And it's not that expensive. In fact, sometimes it's less money than to have somebody shoot you, because it's not going to take as much time, okay? So once you have your video produced, okay, and you have it, what do you do with it, okay? Where should you promote and host your videos? There are a ton of free hosting sites out there. There's YouTube, there's Vimeo, there's Blip TV, there's a ton of different places that you can do it. What I tell people, and also television, okay? If you have a business where it lends yourself to use it for TV, then that's what you should do. You should have a television commercial produced. Don't do your own TV commercial. Have it produced by a quality studio so you're going to get a better return, okay? So basically, I've got to wrap it up because that was really short and concise. I do an entire 2-hour presentation on this to try to help people with their videos. But we're running short on time, so I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. You can always contact me at successbuilders-tampabay.com or give me a call, 458-7683. Okay, I'm running out of time, so we're going to go to a brief break again. When we come back, Walt's going to tie up the show, and that'll be it. So if you have any questions, give me a call. Thank you.
Have you ever had the opportunity to refer someone you knew but you didn't have their business card with you? Hi, I'm Bob Terrell, the presentations coach, and I just found this great new free networking and marketing tool that will revolutionize the way you get referrals. It's called mycardlistings.com. It's easy to use and access is free to everyone with an internet connection. With mycardlistings.com, you can search for the best businesses in Tampa Bay and then share them with others right from your cell phone. Upload your card today on mycardlistings.com so others can contact you anytime, anywhere with a call or email directly from your business card listing.
And we're back. And Carl and I are here. Just want to wrap up the show. I want to again thank Dr. B for a great segment talking about her business and chiropractic, a whole side of chiropractic that I had no idea even existed. So thank you, Dr. B, for that. And Carl, just wanted to talk to you about last week. We had a great Fourth Tuesday event at the Brick House, and so Carl wanted to remind you about the next one.
Yeah, we just started these events. We just had our first one. It was was it last Tuesday? I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's going to be on the fourth Tuesday every month. And right now we're having it at the Brick House, and that's right off Dale Mabry, or on Dale Mabry, right off the interstate. Really easy to get to from Pinellas or just about anywhere. It's really a great location. The food was, everybody complimented how great the food was. The staff was good.
It disappeared,
It just disappeared. We had a great turnout, and we want more people to come, so we would like for you to come. If you're doing business with people in Tampa or in Pinellas, we had a lot of both. I encourage you to show up there because you can't meet too many new people. And we just had a lot of fun, okay? It's an after-hours type thing. It's not structured all that much, but we had prizes we gave away, and we just had a great time. So I encourage you to try to hit one of the Fourth Tuesday events, and you can find information at fourthtuesday.com and get your tickets there.
So there you go. You can go in there and sign up for your tickets. I think they're $10, which includes your first drink, and we put out bunches of food, and the food is great. So also, before I wrap up the show, as we always do, our tradition here is to do some kind of keyword or secret word. So the secret word I'm going to use tonight is light. The word is light, L-I-G-H-T. The first one that texts me that keyword or secret word to me, who has not been a previous winner, will win a free ticket to the June 24th event. June 24th is our next event at the Brick House. Starts at 4, gets over at 7. But the first person who texts me the secret word or the keyword, it is light, L-I-G-H-T. that person will win a free ticket to the June 24th event. Well, that wraps up our show for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Carl did a great job on the video piece, so we'll see you next week. Have a great week, everyone.
See ya.